Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to take a look at the Kino Lorber sale Blu-rays that Kino Lorber is currently still offering. They're having a sale right now. They say it's while supplies last, so I don't know if that means that once they're gone, they're gone. Are they out of print? I'm not really sure. But the prices are really good. I mean, they're $5-10 a piece. Uh, you can get a lot of movies for a really cheap price. So I just picked up a whole bunch. This is my current pickups, and I thought I'd share them with you. First of all is Christopher Reeve in The Aviator. Rosanna Arquette stars in there with him. I like both of those actors, Chris and Rosanna. I know a little bit about this movie. Christopher Reeve is a pilot, and he's got Rosanna Arquette with him, and they crash out in the wilderness, and they're trying to survive out there. So I wanted to give this one a shot. This one came out in 1985, and I like 80s movies. I was a teenager in the 80s, so I'm a sucker for those. The next one is a Roger Corman movie. This one's called Bloody Mama. It's about Ma Barker, one of the gangsters from the gangster era. And I don't know if this is any good or not, to be honest. I like Roger Corman. Roger Corman does a good job of doing low-budget B movies, and I thought this one might be a good one. I kind of like those old 30s gangster movies, so I thought I'd see what Roger could do with that. Next one I have is Tatum O'Neal and Irene Cara. I didn't realize that she had actually had a movie role. I knew she was a singer, but here she is in Certain Fury with Peter Fonda as well. I very vaguely remember this from the 80s. This also has a reversible cover. So if you want, you can have the original theatrical art, the original art that came with the movie, or you can have this art that they've commissioned for this Blu-ray release. Honestly, I don't know which is better. This is the one that it came with. This one's certainly more colorful, but if you want the original theatrical poster art, there it is. The next one is Sean Penn, Timothy Hutton, and the Falcon and the Snowman. This is another 80s film. I remember watching this when I was young. It's based on a true story about a couple of Americans who were spying for the Soviets, and they did get caught, and it was quite what's the word for it? It escapes my mind. Well, it was a mess, and it was pretty bad. They did some damage. So, but that was their code names, Falcon and the Snowman, and I remember enjoying the movie, so I thought I would pick that up too. Here we have Sylvester Stallone in one of his early movies. This is called Fist. This is about Sylvester Stallone's, not Sylvester Stallone's, but his character's activities in the early days of union organizing. And it's got some action in it. It's got a lot of drama. I like Sylvester Stallone. I didn't have a copy of this, but I remember seeing it years ago on television, so I thought I would pick that up as well. This one came out in 1978. Again, I was a kid then, so Sylvester Stallone wasn't quite on my radar yet. I knew Sylvester Stallone from Rocky. That was the first time I ever heard of him when I was a kid, but this is a good one. Next one is The Fourth War. It's directed by John Frankenheimer, starring Roy Scheider and Jürgen Prochnow. I'm not sure how you pronounce that. Sorry about that. This one is a Cold War movie, and it's about two commanding officers, one Soviet and one American, and they're at complete odds with each other. And I remember, when did this come out? 1990. Cold War was very much still on, and I like Roy Scheider, so I thought I would pick that one up too. Speaking of Roy Scheider, next one I have is also directed by John Frankenheimer. Stars him and Anne Margaret's 52 Pickup. It's a movie based on a novel by Elmore Leonard. Elmore Leonard writes some pretty good books, and I honestly haven't seen this, but I thought I'd do it because I like Elmore Leonard, I like Roy Scheider, and again, this is an 80s movie. It came out in 1986, and I wanted to watch it. So for the price, I couldn't beat it. This movie is called High Point, and it stars Richard Harris, Christopher Plummer, and Beverly D'Angelo. It's a silly comedy. Came out, I think, in the early 80s. 1981. I like Richard Harris, and I remember seeing it on television when I was young. And what I remember most about it was a silly comedy. I mean, it wasn't really a terrific film, but I really liked the stunt that they did where they were in Canada and they were up in the CN Tower, and stuntman Dar Robinson did a jump from the top of the CN Tower, and it was a fantastic stunt. And I think at the time the CN Tower was the world's tallest structure, and it just really struck me. I liked that stunt, and that made the whole movie for me. So I remember watching this film. I liked the stunt, and I just wanted to add it to the collection. Next one is a movie called Killer Force, starring Telly Savalas. This came out in 1975. I'll be honest, I don't remember this one, but I like Telly Savalas. Peter Fonda's in there, like him. Christopher Lee's in there, like him. Maud Adams is in here, which surprised me. Maud Adams was a Bond girl. She played a Bond girl twice. Once in The Man with a Golden Gun, and then again in Octopussy. So she got to be Roger Moore's Bond girl twice. So I thought, you know what, I'll give this one a shot. It looks really cool. I like a good action movie, and this one looked like it would be one. So I'm giving it a go. Next one is Nick Nolte in Mulholland Falls. This is one of those film noir movies. Came out in 1996. Set in 1950s Los Angeles. I do seem to remember seeing this film and liking it, and again, I just wanted to add it to my collection. It's been a long time. I'll have to I'll have to dig into this film again and try and remember what it was all about, because honestly, I don't. I just remember I got a kick out of it, enjoyed it. Next one is Roger Moore and the Naked Face. I I haven't seen this one. I do remember when it came out in the theaters in it was 1984. Uh, Roger was still playing James Bond, and he did this one, which I think was based off of a novel by uh, Sidney Sheldon, I think, somewhere. It's one of those Golan Globus movies, and they do pretty good B movies. I like Roger. I like having his movies in my collection. I didn't have this one, and I've always wanted to see it. Like I said, I remember when it came out of the theater. I remember seeing the poster for it and the ad in the newspaper for the show times. But it wasn't on very long, and I just never got the chance to see it. So I thought, well, I'm going to do it now. Now's my chance. Next one I have this is also a good one. This is a Gene Hackman in The Package. It also stars Tommy Lee Jones. This came out in 1989. It's just a good thriller movie. And if you like Gene and Tommy Lee, it's a good movie. This is one of the ones I've seen and enjoyed. And when I saw they had it, like, well, I gotta pick that up. That's a no-brainer for me. This next one, honestly, I don't know what I was thinking. This is a movie called Stryker. It looks like a bad remake of Mad Max. It's an Italian movie. Came out in 1983. More like The Road Warrior, maybe. I'm not sure what I was thinking. I guess it was cheap, it looked silly and kind of good. So, sometimes you got to have a bad B movie in your collection, and I have several. So, I thought I'm going to give it a go. I kind of like those post-apocalyptic sci-fi movies, so I thought, yeah, I'll give it a shot. Stryker. He looks pretty cool, so why not? Last but not least is Vigilante Force with Chris Christopherson and Jan Michael Vincent. I haven't seen this one, but it looked like, again, good action movie. Came out in 1976. This is another one that has a reversible cover on it. You can have this artwork if you prefer. Just depends on what you want on your Blu Ray. Is that one or that one? Anyway, I like Jan Michael Vincent. Chris Christopherson is always cool, and I want to add some more Jan Michael Vincent movies to my collection, so I wanted to put this in there. So that is that for the Kino Lorber collection. I have checked online, and the sale is still going on. You can still get these. They're really cheap. They've got like 10 pages of Blu-rays for sale. All kinds, science fiction, action, drama, everything. Of course, they have their usual catalog of Kino Lorber movies at a regular price, but if you want to have some Blu-ray pickups for cheap, go ahead and try Kino Lorber. Like I said, it's while supplies last. I don't know if that means once they're gone out of print. So if that's the case, you might want to get on it and pick some up. But thanks for letting me share this with you. Have you picked up any Kino Lorber movies on the sale? What kinds have you picked up? Have you picked up any of the ones I picked up? And what did you think of those movies? Go ahead and let me know in the comments below. And again, thanks for joining me. See you soon. Bye.